Next story we have is, of course, the Cinnabon employee was fired because of racial slurs, she said. I hope I'm allowed to play it on stream. I hope I don't get banned, but whatever. For intents and purposes, we must share.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
Are you recording?
I'm gonna record you. Yes.
Do you want me to throw water on you? That's Nick.
Whoa! I don't condone that language.
I am racist.
So idiot, for
And
real.
you are a Nick.
Whoa! Disavow!
You are an idiot. No,
I
I'm
am
not.
racist, and I'll say that to the whole entire world. Don't be disrespectful.
You ruined your life, by the way.
Oh, talking about
Bye.
you talking about respect? You talking about respect? You are fired from this place, motherfucker.
You're talking about respect? You gotta fire the.
You're not gonna be working here.
Suck it.
Whoa.
Suck what?
Whoa. Here's the thing. I don't think women should be acting this way, but I understand. Like, I understand being so fatigued from certain people that you get really aggressive. I just don't think that women should be acting this way. I think women, generally speaking, should be polite, gentle, lovely. But again, you know, maybe desperate times calls for desperate measures, I guess.
Look how you
Suck
fucking look
it.
like.
What's wrong with you?
What the f is wrong with you, you fucking ugly bitch?
Whoa! Disavow!
Fuck out of
Ugly?
my face.
Talking about ugliness?
Did I stutter?
You the ugliest person I ever seen in my life.
Good.
Fuck.
Your fucking
No, we're
face
not.
for
No,
what?
we're not. No, we're not.
Because you know damn well you're a
That's
fucking
respect.
evil
That's respect. Keep squeezing that caramel. Get the fuck out of here.
That was meant for you.
Sexualize.
Okay, so I said, right, look, as a general rule, I don't think employees should be blurting the N-word at customers, but do people actually think a Cinnabon employee just started yelling racial slurs for no reason, totally unprovoked? It is always a response to disruptive, debased behavior. Yes, when certain groups of people incessantly and shamelessly confirm their worst stereotypes in public because they know they will be protected by powerful corporations and political institutions in the West, people tend to get fed up and say offensive words in frustration. Saying a magic no-no word is the bane of evil for liberals, but of course, stabbing, raping, or murdering random people is totally fine, according to liberals, as long as you're considered a member of a protected racial minority class. Guys, which, again, this was astounding. I'm sure you guys have seen all these stories, but don't forget, please don't forget that a man in Portland was stabbed by a black man, but the black man was found not guilty because the victim said the N-word after being stabbed. So you can literally get away with stabbing someone as long as your victim says the N-word. You know how absurd that is? You know how absolutely absurd that is? If someone were to call me a kook, okay? Should I be able to stab them? No! Of course not. It is just a racial it's just a racial insult. It's a slur. It doesn't mean that much, okay? But there's this magic no-no word in our society today that can literally get you out of jail. Like, it's the get out of jail free card. If your victim, the victim that you murdered, says the N-word, you can get out of jail free. Like, you know how insane that is? Like, we should not live in a society like that. But if you really look at it, the altercation that led to the Cinnabon employee in Wisconsin lashing out was sparked, of course it was a Somali couple, was sparked by the couple sexually harassing her for not wearing a hijab, to which they pulled out their phone and began recording her.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
So basically, I think the full context is that she didn't give them enough caramel that they wanted. Whatever they ordered, they wanted more caramel. Is it caramel or caramel? I say caramel. Sometimes I say caramel. But caramel, she didn't give them enough caramel, and so they got mad about it. And then they started shaming her and saying, you're like, what? Like sexualizing yourself?
A better person. Your body makes you... Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
How is she sexualizing her? She's fully clothed. Look, I agree that women need to be more modest today. This woman is not immodest. She's wearing an apron on top of her a fully clothed hoodie.
Are you recording?
I'm gonna record you. Yes.
Do you want me to throw water on you?
Sexualize.
So they were harassing her because she didn't give them as much caramel as they wanted, and then as a result, they started recording her and telling her that she was basically a whore for not wearing a hijab, and then she got mad. So it wasn't unprovoked, but the internet just thinks there's a mass problem of people just being so racist and blurting racial slurs for no reason unprovoked. That's not happening. It's always a response to behavior. This happened with Shiloh Hendricks in Minnesota. This happens all the time. There is a racist incident, right? They said the N-word. They're so racist. There's an epidemic of racism, of people just targeting other racial minorities and being so racist to them for no reason. That just doesn't happen. That just does not happen. Maybe it happens occasionally because there are, yes, people out there who harbor genuine racial hatred, irrational racial hatred towards other people. But once you keep telling people that they're not allowed to criticize a group of people that continually act disruptive and ghetto and chaotic and degenerate in public, that affects you, and then they literally get permission from the government to get away with that kind of behavior, people get fed up. People get fed up. A man in the store sexually harassed her, and here's some of that video. At the beginning, he says, sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
It's like ridiculous. I don't know. This completely exploded all over social media. Now she's like raising money on Give, Send, Go because she got fired from Cinnabon, because Cinnabon said, We've seen the disturbing video from the Cinnabon bakery in Wisconsin, and we do not condone this behavior. The former employee was immediately terminated by the franchise owner. Their actions do not reflect our values or the welcoming experience every guest deserves. Here's the thing. I don't think employees should be blurting racial slurs or being rude to customers. I don't. Even when customers are being rude, I think, yes, employees should still be polite back, because ultimately that's what a service business is. You serve your customer. At the same time, I understand where she's coming from. I understand that people are fed up and so tired. There's a reason why there is a phrase called black fatigue that has become mainstream. Yeah, people are just fed up. And then, you know, when people like this go viral and they get fired and their lives are being destroyed for it, people raise money because they're so tired of the double standards. They're so tired of the gaslighting, and they're so tired of the emotional blackmail that's constantly imposed on them. They feel suffocated. People feel suffocated. So people like this, I don't even know her name. I think it was like Cynthia or something. I don't know. I don't think it's that important, but it is important because it's trending, of course, and it is emblematic of a bigger, broader societal problem. It's just people get fed up. And then people like her, she becomes the face of a system and a people and a movement that says, F you to our broader liberal order, right? So I think, you know, we're just all tired of it. We're tired of the gaslighting. We're tired of the racist bludgeoning and saying, oh, you're so racist, you're so racist. We're just all tired of it. We're all so tired of it. I think it's time that we move past it and we don't excuse people. We don't excuse people just because of their racial identity. Because what happens as a result is that, you know, black people start doing it. They excuse the worst in their community just because they're black, right? They rallied behind Carmelo Anthony, who stabbed Austin Metcalf to death. And now white people are doing it. Or they're going to increasingly do it, which I don't think they will to the extent that the black community does it. But now they're going to excuse all kinds of behavior that shouldn't be condoned in order to win in this tribal warfare. And all this tribal warfare can be mitigated if our governments, our elites, the elite class, those who hold power, institutional power in this country, it can be solved if they just acknowledge that there's a problem. There's a really big problem with violence and criminality in the black community, and we won't excuse that kind of behavior just because it's deemed racist to call it out or to lock them up. And we'll be honest about it, and we'll move forward together as Americans. That can be solved, but they're not doing that. And they're making it worse with their policy choices, with their rhetoric. So again, like I said before, I think it will get worse before it gets better, unfortunately. But I don't want to live in a country where we're just warring. There's just tribal warfare left and right, and there's people just being the worst kinds of, just really violent and really, really vindictive and awful towards each other. I don't want to live in a society like that. I don't. I just don't want to. So that's that. That is the Cinnabon controversy.